Has this ever been you?
So many cars to choose from. I need a new car. I wonder what I should get.
Well, wait no more. Get this car right now. Call the number on the screen to get $1 off your purchase. And if you haven't been convinced yet, we'll convince you why you should get a hybrid car. Let's begin with the economical benefits. Although we know that the price of a hybrid car are much more expensive than the regular conventional car, it is worth your money. So, it is a fact that the initial price of hybrid cars costs between $2,000 to $10,000 more than the average conventional car. But the savings you make off the gas are phenomenal. This meaning, the hybrid car requires far less gas than the average conventional car, which also means it saves you money. For example, if you were to drive around 1,300 kilometers each month and pay $3 a gallon for gas, the hybrid would save you an estimate around $50 a month.
I am Jennifer Niskanen, award-winning mechanical engineer and specialist in hybrid cars. And without a doubt, I can tell you that a hybrid car is the right investment for you.
What is a hybrid car anyway?
Well, I'll tell you. Our hybrid cars use regenerative braking that allows the vehicle to capture its own kinetic energy to increase fuel efficiency. Now, conventional cars, they rely entirely on friction braking to slow down, displacing the vehicle's kinetic energy as heat. Now, regenerative braking means hybrid cars are able to recover the rotational kinetic energy at the wheels, convert it into electrical energy, and store it in the car's batteries. Now, the car uses energy stored in the batteries to power the electric motor, which then can drive the car at low speeds. Now, this energy would normally be lost in braking, but instead it's stored and captured in the batteries.
That's cool. What other features do hybrid cars have that promote efficient energy use?
Well, I'll tell you. Regular gas cars use a conventional internal combustion engine that gains energy from heat that is released during the combustion of non-reacted working fluids. This process is part of the thermodynamic cycle in the engine. Hybrid vehicles, on the other hand, also have batteries and therefore use idle-off technology, which turns off the engine while the vehicle is stopped. Next, hybrid cars also use electric-only drive, which allows the vehicle to drive solely on electric power and use less fuel, therefore being more environmentally efficient. And don't forget about power assist. That feature also helps reduce the demands on the hybrid's gasoline engine. The power can be equal to that of a conventional engine when the downsized gas engine is paired with the electric motors.
Well, hold on a second. I heard that hybrid cars are built for economy, not speed. Hybrid cars don't have the best suspension because the proper suspension would weigh too much for the car to handle because the batteries weigh a lot. This means that hybrid cars don't have sports tuned suspension, and they also don't have a lot of performance enhancements that other gas car counterparts do have. Furthermore, hybrid cars' batteries are in a really bad placement, so they have really bad weight distribution, which means that the handling on hybrid cars is below average. Also, hybrid cars are a lot more expensive than their gas counterparts, which means that most people don't find the trade-off worth it. The trade-off is pretty much economy or cost. Many people would prefer gas cars. Next, a lot of mechanics and garages don't have the amount of knowledge and technology to do repairs with hybrid cars, and often hybrid cars cost more money to repair. Hybrid cars only produce about 10% less emissions than their gas counterparts. Also, smaller size hybrids that are not compact, like smart cars, only produce about 15% less. Medium cars, like Subarus, only produce about 19% less emissions, and larger SUV cars only produce about 21% less emissions. So the difference isn't even that much for the amount of price that you have to pay. And for hybrid cars are perform poorly in cold weather because the energy that produced from the battery has to be used to heat up the car as well as power the engine. So you can go fewer miles without recharging or stopping the car.
Turn that frown upside down. You're looking at the glass only half empty. So, hybrids are just as good as conventional cars. Scientists have developed hybrid cars to be more efficient and conservative compared to the average gas-powered car. So, car discharging quickly due to cold weather should not be an issue. Hybrids produce an amount of energy for itself due to regenerative braking. This system is used to charge a car's battery in small amounts of time, which means you spend less time charging your car after your road trip. Socially, we as people have become more understanding and aware of our environment. This makes us want to conserve it. As morally acceptable as it is to be an environmentalist. So, owning yourself a hybrid car will give you bragging rights to how you will be saving the environment and saving money for yourself too. Environmental benefits into owning a hybrid car. For one, they are much more efficient in reducing pollution. So, the reduction in pollution in toxins from gas would benefit our environment in a much better way. Since pollution from carbon dioxide emissions and gas exhaust are a growing issue, the hybrid can reduce emissions by as much as 20%. In the long run, we can make this up for a heavy fossil fuel production in our carbon footprint. Go.
In the future, hybrid cars aim to be more efficient by shutting down their internal combustion engines while at stoplights and in stop-and-go traffic and switching to pure electric mode for when they accelerate or when you're traveling at extremely low speeds. Let's say you're on the 401 and you're stuck in stop-and-go traffic and you aren't moving anywhere. The hybrid car would shut down the gas engine, so instead of you sitting there wasting gas, you're there running all your appliances on its pure electric mode, traveling for however long you need to until the traffic speeds up again and you can travel at a higher speed. More recent developments have been Porsche and McLaren's high-performance hybrid supercars that use electric motors to create more power. Porsche made the 918 Spider from 2013 to 2015 that produced 887 horsepower through a combination of a 4.6-liter V8 and 2 electric motors. Although it only had a range of 19 kilometers on pure electric mode, its highlight was its hybrid mode, where it had an extremely good 3 liters per 100 kilometers. McLaren had made the P1, which was their high-power supercar, from the same time. It had a similar design to the Porsche with a twin-turbo V8 and an instant power assist system to provide 930 horsepower. The instant power assist system is like regenerative braking, but instead of adding the power back to the battery, it uses it whenever the turbos have to spool up while shifting. Much like the Porsche, the McLaren has a very short electric range of only 11 kilometers an hour, but its gas mileage is worse with 8.3 liters per 100. The newest luxury hybrid is the BMW i8 Roadster, and it has an open-top design with an 11.6 kilowatt-hour high-voltage lithium-ion battery pack and a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine, and has a 42-liter gas tank and a predicted 33.4 liters per 100 kilometers.
Thanks guys, I love my new hybrid car.